NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, Jimmy Garoppolo and the rest of the 49ers are looking forward to a healthier season in 2019. They get a road test in the opener as they take on new coach Bruce Arians and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'll be back at halftime with a look around the early games. But first, we'll get over to Tampa. Here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
The Florida humidity, Coach, certain to be a factor in this one. There's no other way to say it, really. It is hot. It is humid here at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. With the echoes of cannon blast still ringing in our ears from the north end zone. The Bucs were introduced a moment ago, and they are all set as their guys will do battle with the San Francisco 49ers. So happy to be with you, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis, and we thought it would never get here, but here we are back together. It's opening weekend of the 100th season in the NFL.
So much football to talk about. That's our main focus. But how about how much happened in the offseason? Rules changes. Overtime rules were discussed in a big way. Some superstars changed addresses. There's a whole lot to talk about in the NFL in addition to this game we're getting ready to watch.
The veteran kicker, Robbie Gould, set to get us started. And off we go from Tampa. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Buccaneers set to take over. Jameis Winston at the controls. And it's a big season forthcoming for the #1 overall pick back in 2015. You look at the numbers, just 21-33 as a starter during his tenure. But the hope now is that renowned quarterback whisperer Bruce Arians can breathe some new life into him in 2019. A first carry now for Alex Collins. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down. And a peek now at the offense for Tampa Bay.
And last night we were discussing some of the changes they've made offensively during the offseason, and we know it helps for them to have the first game at home. Hopefully this crowd, which we saw coming in, they've been here for a while, ready to go. You and I should have joined the tailgates, that's for sure. They're going to give them plenty of encouragement. They'll try and ride that wave and get their first victory of the year.
Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4. And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Working out of the gun, Winston. And the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down. DeForest Buckner with a sack, the former #7 overall pick.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. So on 4th down, out comes the Bucs free agent signee Bradley Pinion to punt. The speedster Dante Pettis back deep to return. This is taken at the 18. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 23. A first carry for the former Falcon, Tevin Coleman. And oh, right away, he lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free. but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Here we go. Here we go, Jim.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Garoppolo looking to complete it to Pettis, and he's got him. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Garoppolo to throw. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. And a nice start there to the aerial attack to pick up the first.
And I think preseason is officially over now. Getting into the groove of the regular season, that's a great way to get started. First drive of the season, what a nice completion.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 43. Garoppolo now. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, 2nd down. And a quick look now at the offense for the 49ers.
Obviously a tough test for this offense right out of the gate. Road game in game 1 of the new year. Conventional wisdom says, go slow, take care of the football. I think in this case, attack early and get the home team back on their heels.
And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. Shaquille Barrett put that sack by his name in the stat sheet.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
That last sack, it puts Garoppolo and the 49ers in a tough spot. They face a 3rd and long. On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. This is Coleman with a grab.
That's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath by all means.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. They go play action. Winston. Airing this one out for Evans. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. This is Ellington. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. Good opening quarter for him. Remember, he had the sack earlier. Now a tackle for loss, another tackle for loss.
He's really making it tough on the play caller, though, isn't he? Because it's one thing to try and adjust when a guy is disrupting your running game. But when he's messing up your passing game as well, they may have to devote at least a second guy to him to try and keep him away from their plays.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. On the return is Pettis. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. A first look at the NFL scoreboard comes from down in Arizona. And the early lead there belonging to the Cardinals. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, it's Coleman. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5. We're scoreless after one. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter. They've got a 3rd down and 5 to start things out. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Open man is Pettis. It's complete. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling. Well, Pettis is quickly becoming the #1 receiving option for Jimmy Garoppolo. Into last year, John Lynch said that they loved the way he closed the season, really came on late. Remember, this is a guy that they traded up to get at number 44 back in 2018 out of the University of Washington. They go play action here on 1st down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Devin White in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man.
Well, that's the 2nd time he's been sacked so far in the first half, and if they have designs on having a big year, on going anywhere, they've got to find a way to keep him upright so they can throw the football.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Play fake there to Coleman. Now Garoppolo. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Vernon Hargreaves with a pick. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception #1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
A reminder, coming up later tonight, the Patriots unfurl their 6 banners. They play host to their rival Steelers. And then on Monday night, it's the one weekend of the year where you get 2 games to wrap up the week. Texans and Saints from New Orleans in the early game, then Broncos and Raiders. Vic Fangio's coaching debut, and the Raiders' final season opener in Oakland. That's the late game, 10:30 Eastern. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9. At the 37-yard line.
On 2nd down, Collins. He's got the first down and more past midfield. He gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. 15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the first.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
On first, they go right back to Collins. DeForest Buckner in on the tackle.
He was picked up by DeForest.
56 is Mike. 56 is the Mike.
4 yards.
From the 44, Winston. And this is caught by Martavis Bryant. And it's a fumble. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 24-yard line. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. And you probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Winston. And incomplete there, almost picked off. That's one you maybe expect your roaming free safety to come up with. But it's 2nd down. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. And they're left looking at 3rd and 8 after the 2nd down pass play only went for 2. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. 2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll send you cross-state to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have all the stats and all the scores from games going on during another busy Sunday in the National Football League. Been a a bit of a dogfight thus far into the second quarter now, and we do have our first points, a field goal.
Yeah, a lot of people say, wow, first action on the scoreboard, about time. To me, the action's been right there on the field, trying to figure out who could gain an advantage, gain some field position, finally get points on the board. I'm loving this kind of game.
It feels like kickers might play a big role in this one.
Yes, make sure you give them the respect they deserve. They could cost you a game or win you one.
Here comes Jimmy Garoppolo now to lead his offense back out there. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Garoppolo to try again on second down. That's complete to a speedy wideout Goodwin. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down. Now Garoppolo drops it off for Coleman. Give him 6 on the play, and that'll make this a second down. To throw again on second down. Garoppolo. It's caught by Coleman. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Garoppolo going to try and throw on third. And able to haul it in is Kittle. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Could we get a touchdown in this first half after all? It's 1st and 10. Garoppolo again. Going underneath, it's Coleman. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Good work after the catch, going to net him 23 and a first.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. Vita Vea breaking through to get the sack. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. This from 42 yards out. And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through, and that will knot things up here late in the first half. CD, you know there were quite a few Bears fans back in January saying, why didn't we hold on to that Robbie Gould guy?
Well, it's a legitimate question. 33 of 34 for San Francisco in 2018. The crazy stat of the year, he missed more extra points, 2, than he did field goals, 1, in the 2018 season.
And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10. So we are at halftime here in the opener of the 2019 regular season. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season. So let's take our first trip around the NFL. We'll start up in the Pacific Northwest at CenturyLink Field in Seattle. And it's the Seahawks who are out in front in the second quarter. Russell Wilson has thrown a touchdown pass. From rainy Seattle, we head down the coast to sunny Los Angeles to check on the Chargers at home in Carson. And you can see there it's the visiting Colts who have the lead in that one. Andrew Luck has thrown a couple of touchdown passes. Finally, let's get to the desert. Let's check on the Cardinals at home in Glendale. And they trail the visiting Lions in that one. Kerryon Johnson, the lone touchdown there as he's cashed one in on the ground. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been as tight as we expected. All tied through one half of play. For the call of the second half, let's get it back to Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Jimmy Garoppolo and his offense heading back on the field. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit, that usually sparks people. Hey, we can't let this happen anymore. They take it personally. He's not supposed to be on the ground. But that hasn't been the case so far in this game. So maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster to help out the offensive line so he doesn't get hit as much.
And we'll see if they can keep him off the ground now going forward. Now, this series between the 49ers and the Bucs began back in 1977 in Tampa Bay's second year in the NFL. It's been a series that the 49ers have dominated, 17-7 overall, although Tampa has won the last 2 meetings. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
So a stop here defensively to start this third quarter. Just what's needed in a tie ball game.
Yeah, good chance to build back some momentum on the defensive side of the ball. In fact, what they've done is give their offense a nice push in the back as they get ready to take the field.
Here comes the 49ers punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And he'll get this away into the humid Florida sky. It'll be a 47-yard punt with a net of 40 following a 7-yard return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. On second down now, it's Collins. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9. On third down, Winston. And that's complete. It's Allington. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
A good kick, 48 yards, 4 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The 49ers offense making its way back out there. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling them behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. On 2nd and 11 now. Garoppolo completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one, a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. and reading your keys. You always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him.
Here we go.
Garoppolo now, 11 of 17 passing thus far. He's got his guys a 1st and 10. Now Garoppolo on the bootleg. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Garoppolo on the draw to Coleman. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
The Bucs with an extra defender now in the secondary here on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Here comes the 49ers punter now as he's on to kick it away. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Buccaneer offense set to take over again. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working and call more of that.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards. He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. Sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. 2 of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, both 5'10".
Winston, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. D Ford just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Out of the gun, this is Collins. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
And now they're looking for 19 yards here on 3rd down following 2 negative plays. From the shotgun, it's Winston. He checks it down here to Ellington. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Here's Bradley Pinion now. He's been terrific so far. Oh, able to avoid him. Runs through the contact.
Let's go, Spud.
before they can get the punt away. Whistles as we've come to the end of the third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. First down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards. Well, remember, Tevin Coleman was in the two-headed backfield in Atlanta during his 4 years there, along with Devontae Freeman. Now he joins a crowded backfield in San Francisco. But in Atlanta, he played under offensive coordinator Kyle Shanahan, and then, of course, Shanahan becomes a 49er head coach, and he made it a point to go out and snag his former running back because he really likes his 26-year-old ball carrier. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. On play action, it's Garoppolo. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. JPP cruising in for the sack that time.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Garoppolo gonna hand this one to Coleman. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. Play action, Garoppolo. Oh, he's going to go for it all. And it's incomplete, almost intercepted. He had a great shot of picking that off in the end zone. It brings up 4th down.
Not only did they drop what looked like an interception in the end zone, they blew a golden opportunity to shift the momentum.
Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. And the Buccaneers getting ready to go as they take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Tackle that time by Jarquiski Tart.
Right there, 54, right there, 54.
And again, it's Collins. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. Working out of the gun, Winston. Open man has got one. It's complete. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Well, some good games around the league here early in week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5. Winston now from the 50. And this will be incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Getting down to the good stuff, all tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. And it's 2nd down. Now Winston. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 28.
Partner, you got to like what they're doing right there. Little by little, they're getting closer. Another good pickup.
Here's a first down run with Collins. And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. They go again with Collins. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. On first down, it's Collins. And now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Now Ellington. He will push his way down to about the 14. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
A 2-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 8.
On 3rd down, this is Collins. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
They'll come out in the pistol. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter. A game-winning field goal would be a chip shot from here. Let's see how they play it on 1st and goal. Here's Ellington. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. Collins now the lone man in the backfield, 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal. And he got it! The kick is good! The rookie in his first NFL game hits it as time expires. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3. So fire the cannons. It's a victory here for Tampa Bay. And partner, I must say, good to see you again. Been too long. And it's good to have football back, isn't it?
Didn't you see me in preseason? Weren't we together in preseason?
Yeah, but preseason, you know, it's preseason. This is week 1.
Oh, you're trying to say real football.
Yeah, real football.
Not preseason football where we shake down the rosters and figure out who's going to play, and maybe the starters don't play as much. Now it's the frontline guys from the first whistle.
Yeah, I tuned you out in the preseason. And now I'm listening to you.
It's a Super Bowl rematch twice over. It's the coach. This is week 2 of the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, no Joe Montana, Ken Anderson, or even Boomer Esiason. But we've got a rematch of Super Bowl 16 and 23 between the San Francisco 49ers and the Cincinnati Bengals. I'll see you at halftime with a look back at some games from earlier today. But now, let's get up to Cincy. Standing by, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports, and there you get a look at Paul Brown Stadium on the banks of the Ohio River in Cincinnati. The enthusiasm of this Cincinnati crowd in full effect a moment ago as their Bengals took the field to the delight of this sold-out crowd. And they're all set as they'll match up with the San Francisco 49ers. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gunn. To my left, Charles Davis. And, Charles, you focus on this Bengal team entering play. They come in off a loss in the opener last week. That one was on the road. Now they get their first taste here of home cooking.
And what they're hoping to do is feed off the energy of the home crowd. Great tailgate, great fan support. Let's see if they can put it to good use.
On the other side of the field for the visiting 49ers, they come into this one after a loss in the opener, and they're in for another tough test here.
And what a battle for an organization to look at your schedule and see 2 road games to start the season and not have a letdown immediately. You got to fight against that. They've got to come out ready to play.
Two one-loss teams set to lace it up. This ought to be fun, and we're underway on EA Sports. That'll be taken in the end zone, and he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Niners heading out behind their 6-year quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy, of course, sat behind Tom Brady for much of his tenure in New England. Won his first 5 starts as a Niner in 2017, then the injury last year. So still some question marks surrounding number 10 out there under center. Now a man who really stepped up last year. This is Matt Breida. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he can get a good head of steam going.
Here we go.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Check 26, check 26.
On first down, here's Breida. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now a play fake. Garoppolo. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. First down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards. Coleman. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27. Now we've got whistles and a timeout here Yeah, it looks like we've got a 49er that's down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. On 2nd down, a run with Breida. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. And these are the guys we're about to see down on the turf in just a moment.
Joe Staley, the left tackle, one of the most respected players in the league, as well as one of the most talented.
From the gun on 3rd, Garoppolo. Goodwin able to haul it in. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Garoppolo to Goodwin there for a 49er first.
That throw's not going to get them a whole lot, but that really didn't matter, did it? They got what they needed on that throw. Picked up the first down, and I'm going cliche here. Game of inches, partner.
Absolutely. And you talked to me a lot about opening drives, how key those are to set the tone. You kept the drive alive. 3rd down conversion here is big. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. The Niners passing game in sync now. They've got another first down. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Matt Breida, his first touchdown of the new season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the 4th quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. That time, a 9-play drive. And it was Matt Breida who had the touchdown run to put an end to it. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This one taken just inside the 10. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. So here are the Bengals under first-year head coach Zach Taylor. They'll be brought out by their quarterback, who is now in season number 9 out of TCU, Andy Dalton.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
This is Joe Mixon, 4th in the NFL in rushing last season. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. And a look now at the Cincinnati offense.
Out of the backfield is Joe Mixon, and he was a valuable commodity coming out of the University of Oklahoma because of his ability to be so versatile. Can run it inside with power, gets to the perimeter and can outrun people, catches the ball not only out of the backfield, but you can split him out just like he would be a receiver. And I think that if he wanted to dedicate himself, he'd be an all-pro kick returner.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Update now from a game going on in Pittsburgh. And early on, the driver's seat belongs to the Seahawks. Russell Wilson leading the charge offensively. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. And San Francisco gets set to go here. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. Look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Jerick McKinnon there, but it's going to be second down. Defensive starters, here they are for Cincinnati. And they've been excellent against the pass, the number 6 unit in the NFL.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Garoppolo. And that's going to be incomplete. The linebacker, Preston Brown, there to knock that one away. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Garoppolo now. Going deep here for Matthew. And got his man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. An excellent gain, 35 yards.
Now that one hurts defensively. They force him into 3rd and long, had the advantage, yet they give up the big play right there.
Yeah, their offense was already warming up on the sideline, ready to come out. So much for that 3-and-out. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Garoppolo gives to Breida. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Bengals nothing.
Here we go.
Now on 2nd and 13. Garoppolo, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Geno Atkins busting through to get him for a loss of 6.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
That last sack, it puts Garoppolo and the 49ers in a tough spot. They face a 3rd and long. On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. A dump down to McKinnon. They do get 18, but even that won't be quite enough. It's 4th down.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent gain. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. Last year's NFL leader in field goal percentage, Robbie Gould, on for the Niners field goal. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. Gould maybe not blessed with the strongest leg in the league, but he might be the most accurate. 2 for 2 from 50-plus a year ago, and he converts another one here.
Yeah, you don't want to play horse with Robbie Gould as a kicker. That guy can maneuver a football with his foot.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. A reminder coming up later tonight, Sunday Night Football, a good one from Atlanta. Eagles and Falcons, 8:20 Eastern. And then tomorrow on Monday Night Football, Odell Beckham back in New York, back in MetLife Stadium. Browns and Jets, 8:15 Eastern on Monday night. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. His big tight end, Tyler Eifert, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Passing again, Dalton on 2nd and 10. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. And they're left looking at 3rd and 8 after the 2nd down pass play only went for 2. And Dalton to throw. He's got his man, Boyd. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. Fred Warner coming off a strong rookie year in on the stop for the Niners. Off the play fake to Mixon. This is Dalton. And the Niners get there and bring him down. D Ford just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
So the sack, and now it's 3rd and long for Dalton and the Bengals. Dalton here from the gun. Going deep downfield for Ross. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the 49ers will take over deep in their own territory. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half, 10-0 our score. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his second week of the regular season. Now on 3rd down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete.
But there's no trace of nervousness there. He was able to diagnose that play from his linebacker position, stay in excellent coverage, and bat the ball away.
On is the rookie 4th-rounder Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. Standing just about on his own goal line. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. This is taken at the 23. Officially, that'll be a 63-yard punt. Well done. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
Dalton saying, let's get going here, guys, as he rallies them to get set. On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. He completes it to Boyd. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. 1st and 10 for Dalton. And the catch good. It's Eifert. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Throwing again on 2nd down. Dalton. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. 3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. He gets this one to Boyd. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That's good for 28 yards. A first chance in the red zone for the Bengals now. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18. Finding Green complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Andy Dalton. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. Give him 4 yards there, and that should be the final play of this first half. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll begin up at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, and it's the Ravens out in front as that game moves towards halftime. Seth Roberts, 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. Next, we'll stay in the AFC North as we head to Heinz Field to check on the Steelers. And they trail in that ball game to the visiting Seattle Seahawks. Chris Carson has a touchdown run. Lastly, let's check in at our nation's capital. See what's happening with the Redskins at home at FedEx Field. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Dallas Cowboys. Alex Smith has thrown a touchdown pass. In the game you're watching, it was Jimmy Garoppolo who was brilliant in that first half. His guys lead it by 10 as we send it back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. Gentlemen.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Throwing, Dalton, and Eifert has it. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. A gain of 22.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put it up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
Here's a throw out wide complete to his running back right side. Nothing at all on that one. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Another chance for Dalton. Got his man. It's Eifert. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. On 3rd down, Dalton. Got an open man. That's C.J. Uzomah. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Andy Dalton Dalton now. 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Play action here with Dalton. He'll let this go end zone for Green. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Dalton. Green brings it in. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets him 6. And he will find his man. It's Kenny Brett. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Dalton sets up play action. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. It'll be a gain of 6, and it'll make it a 2nd down. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Dalton. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Tyler Eifert, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game.
A good tight end is a heck of a weapon for any quarterback, especially when you're able to create some mismatches. Sometimes they work against a linebacker, sometimes they work against a smaller defensive back. But when they find it, they go to it, and it often results in touchdowns.
Bullock good on the extra point, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. That one in the books as a 12-play drive, and it ends with a Bengals score. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This will be fielded at the 8. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession, and that was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. He's got his man. It's Kendrick Bourne. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
Here we go.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 41. They run with Breida. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 39-yard line.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Here we go. 180! Check.
2nd down, McKinnon. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. The Niners on third down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. Matt Breida out of Georgia Southern now in his 3rd year in a 49er uniform. He was tough to keep off the field last year. Very good yards per carry. 5.3 on 153 attempts. Good for over 800 yards rushing. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Once again, they run with Breida on first down. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back. Those are the ones you focus on and want to take away, and they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Nick Vigil coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And here the pressure from the outside linebacking spot.
And normally when that happens and they're able to get home, that means the other guys on his team helped him out a lot, that they occupied people to allow it to be no less than a one-on-one situation, allows him to get home.
That last sack, it puts Garoppolo and the 49ers in a tough spot. They face a 3rd and long. On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. Open man is Pettis. It's complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Breida, he'll try the right side. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Garoppolo going to give this one to McKinnon. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. 7 big yards on the carry there to get him within range of the goal line with 3rd down upcoming. Garoppolo now on 3rd and goal toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these two sides. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. So now Dalton and the Bengals down 13-7. A minute 52 to play. They need a touchdown. A field goal is worthless now as they come up on 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Back to throw. He finds his running back, Mixon. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards there on a Bengal first. They'll look to throw. Obviously a big first down right there.
Yeah, they still got to hustle. They got to get to the line of scrimmage and get set. I don't think necessarily you need to spike it, but they've got to continue to move quickly.
That one goes for 30 yards.
We always always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? A guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field, pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route, well run, and the football, right on the money.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Big spot, Andy Dalton. They'll set up the screen here to mix him. No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down. And we've reached the 1-minute mark in this game. He's back to throw. Dumps it off to Mixon. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. Back to throw to Mixon on the check down. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the 1st. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter. Dalton going to break the huddle, come up 1st and 10. And he's hit on all 5 of his pass attempts on this drive so far. Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. He'll look to throw. And is it a touchdown? No signal. No, they say incomplete. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. There was the pressure you were talking about, force the incompletion.
And it doesn't always have to end in a sack, does it? Sometimes you can make a good play by forcing the incompletion with the pressure.
So this defense, they looked a little shaky to start the drive, but bottom line, they're a play away from finishing it off.
They rocked them a little bit on this drive, didn't they? But as you and I both know, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. They have a chance to end it right here.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the 49ers are going to get the football back. They'll start on the ground with Breida, and he'll be taken down at the 18. And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. And they take a knee. And now here comes their final timeout as they take it with 8 ticks remaining. A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop them here on 3rd down. And they will take a knee here. So the victory here for San Francisco. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just a week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because danger lurks everywhere you turn.
So for the Niners, they did what they needed to do. They split their first 2 road games of the year, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, they'll drop to 0-2, and they'll try to get back on track next week as they head up to Orchard Park to take on the Buccaneers.